Good morning, students. Today we will start a new chapter, manufacturing industry. The word manufacturing means transforming raw material into finished goods. This process is known as manufacturing. When raw material is processed, they are transformed into manufactured goods, more valuable, more useful goods is known as manufacturing. Now, growing wheat, primary sector activity, and if wheat is transformed into bread, that is something secondary activity that is done in manufacturing, becoming more useful. Iron ore, digging out iron ore, primary sector activity, but metallurgy, processing, making table, chair, etc., that is manufacturing. That means here the value of iron ore will increase. So this process is known as manufacturing. Now, why manufacturing is important? One by one, if we see the importance. First, it reduces the dependency on agriculture. In India, around 50% of the population is working in agriculture sector, that is related to land. So, this reduces the dependency on agriculture if people start working in manufacturing industries. Then, eradication of poverty and unemployment. Uh, Poverty and unemployment, primary sector is giving less income. There are more number of people in primary sector. There is problem of underemployment. There is problem of disguised unemployment. So all these things can be eradicated if manufacturing sector develops. So this is also one of the importance. It reduces regional disparity. Punjab and Haryana are agriculturally very rich. Here per capita income is also good. On the other side, suppose if we only consider agriculture, Karnataka, Maharashtra are comparatively backward. Only we are considering agriculture. But due to industries, Karnataka and Maharashtra are also doing well. So, industries are reducing the regional disparities, differences in terms of development. Expand of trade and commerce. More number of industries, more will be trade and commerce activities. So this also expands the trade and commerce. It increases prosperity. The countries where manufacturing sector is more developed are generally more developed countries. If more manufacturing, that means more development. For example, Japan. Japan is not having iron ore. Japan is not having other important minerals which are required for development, but they have developed their manufacturing sector. They are importing iron ore from India, manufacturing cars and selling all over the world. That means their manufacturing has resulted in the development. China, the development of China is not because of the natural resources China is having. It is only because of industries. In the early modern period, Britain, European countries, especially Britain, was developed. Still, it is developed. But the reason of development was in 1750s they had industrial revolution, and because of industrial revolution, more industries, more development. They were selling the things globally. All over the Europe they were selling, all over Asia, Africa, they were selling the goods. So this has brought the prosperity. Clear? Okay. Next is the relation between agriculture and industry. Agriculture and industry are dependent on each other. For example, agriculture give industry raw material. Raw material like cotton, raw material like jute, and industry gives tools, machines, That means they cannot survive alone. They are dependent on each other. Industries depend on agriculture for raw material, and agriculture depend on industry for the essential tools, etc., which are needed at every stage of cultivation. Now, next is the contribution of agriculture. Contribution of industries in GDP. In GDP, the contribution of industry is around 27%. And this 27% is stagnant from few years. From past few years, it is around 27% only. And this also 17% is purely of industries. 10% is from mining, quarrying, natural gas, etc. So this is the mining. So only if we see the industries, that is transforming, only if we see it is around 17%. It is quite less and need to be developed. The growth rate is also, the desired growth rate is around 12%. Need to be improved. So the growth rate should be around 12%, but it is not 12% till now. Yeah. Now, next is industrial location. Industrial location depend on two major factors. First are the physical factors. We can also say natural factor. Physical here means natural factors. And the second are human factor related to human beings. Physical factor first is raw material. The industries will be located where raw material is available. That is essential thing. Suppose you want to start a cotton textile industry. The industry will be located where cotton is available. And if it is if we take a second example, cotton can still be transported. Suppose if you want to start something related to iron, the processing of iron, metallurgy of iron, where raw material is available, suppose 1000 km far away, the cost of transportation will be very high. So generally, in heavy industry, it is preferred that it should be located where the raw material is available. Certain industry require a lot of water. Such industry cannot be located in Jaisalmer or Wadmer, where availability of water is less, or in Ladakh. So such industries will be located where there are perennial rivers, water is easily available. Next, climate. There are certain industries which require a particular type of climate. Cotton textile industry making a yarn require moist climate. Such industry cannot be located in the drier areas. Generally such industries are located in the coastal areas where naturally moist climate is available. Then power energy resource to run the machines, electricity or other resources are essential. Then human factor. First, labor, who will work in industry, human beings. So labor, skilled or semi-skilled, whichever is the requirement, such labor force should be available. Then transport is also plays an important role. So there should be roads, railways, if it requires port facility, then seaport, airport, whatever is the requirement, accordingly the transport facility should be available in that area. Capital, money. Large cities, etc., are preferred because their banks, insurance, etc., are available. Government policy also sometimes help. Suppose in a particular state where government is giving some kind of relaxation on tax, if you start industry in our state and for next 5 years you need not to give any kind of tax, the industrialists will be very happy. You should start industry in this state. Why to go in? Start in that state if other things are comparatively suitable. So these are different factors, and learn all these factors, because from this chapter generally the question which is asked is based on knowledge, and these factors will help you in giving the answer. Why this industry is located here? The answer will be from these points only. Why raw material is available, climate is suitable, energy resource, etc. So these will help in computing. Clear? Now next is the classification of industry. Classification of industry on different basis. The first criteria is on the basis of raw material. On the basis of raw material, the industries can be classified as source of raw material, agro-based, mineral-based. The industries which get the raw material from agriculture sector, cotton, textile, jute, sugar industry, are known as agro-based industry. Getting the raw material from agriculture sector. Mineral-based, which get the raw material from mining sector. Iron, steel, copper. So the tools. So these are the mineral-based industry. The first agro-based, which are getting the raw material from agriculture sector. The others are mineral-based, which are getting the raw material from the mining sector. Next is on the basis of capital investment. The first is large scale and the second is small scale. Large scale, which is having investment of rupees above 1 crore. And the investment is more than 1 crore, large scale. And if the investment is less than 1 crore, then up to 1 crore, then the industry is small scale. Don't get confused, in a few of the guidebook it is given 7 crore, etc. But NCERT it is still given 1 crore only. Now next is on the basis of main role. Where industry is manufacturing things, but for whom? That plays an important role. So on the basis of main role, the industry can be the basic or key industry. And second, consumer industry. The second can be consumer industry. Basic or key industries are those industries which are manufacturing goods for other industry. Tata Iron Steel Company, Jamshedpur. It is manufacturing iron ore. With that iron ore, cars are also manufactured. These table, chairs, etc. are also manufactured. So that is basic industry. It is giving its product to other industry. Other industries are dependent on it. Consumer industry, toothpaste, washing machine. That means which are toothpaste or washing machine, these are directly for the consumer. These are manufacturing goods for other industry. Basic industry make good for other industry. Consumer industry make good for directly for the use of consumers. Consumers directly use these goods. Next is on the basis of bulk or weight. On the basis of bulk or weight, industry can be heavy industry. So on the basis of bulk or weight, first is heavy industry, where the raw material and the finished goods are very heavy or bulky. Iron steel industry, copper industry come in this category. Second, light industry, where the raw material and finished goods are not very heavy or bulky. Electronic industries are in this category, the second category. Clear? So these are the classification, main classification. Now, one last classification is on the basis of ownership. On the basis of ownership, who is the owner of the industry? Who own and run the industry? It can be private sector. It can be public sector. It can be joint sector. Or it can be cooperative sector. First, private sector, the industry which is owned and run by individual. Owned and run by individual. Example, Reliance Jio, private sector. The individual or group of individual also, sometimes there can be two owners. So, individual or group of individuals, when they own and run an industry, it is private sector. Reliance. Second, public sector, which is owned and run by government. When an industry is owned by government, run by government, it is public sector. If here we are writing Reliance Jio, here it can be BSNL, Bhartiya Sanchar Nigam Limited. So it is owned and run by government. This plus this is equal to this. That is, when an industry is owned and run by private individual, that is individual as well as government. Individual and government both. Then it is joint sector. And the example is oil. Oil India Limited. It is individual and government. Both are there. And the last is cooperative sector. Cooperative sector means when the producer or supplier of the goods, that is those who are giving goods or producing goods, or both, they have collected money and started an industry, and the profit also they will share among themselves in the proportion whatever it is decided, that whatever will be the share. So such is cooperative sector. In book the example is given, the sugar industry of Maharashtra, coir industry of Kerala. It is in cooperative sector. To understand, it is although not given in book, Amul Dairy is in cooperative sector. In Udaipur, the Saras is in cooperative sector. In Hindi, it is called Sahkari. That means there are all the supplier are the owner. So cooperative is when the producer or supplier of the raw material, they pool their money and run the industry. That is cooperative sector.